All right, and welcome back for another Wednesday Wins. So excited to join you again today. I got Amie Lawrence with me, and happy day after Cinco de Mayo, Taco Tuesday. Everything was yesterday, so
Everything was yesterday. I
yeah,
know. You like my background today? I'm trying a new one.
love it. It's making me hungry, and it's
I know.
fantastic. I had tacos last night, but I could definitely eat them again just by looking at
Me
that.
too. Me too. I'm a little disappointed though. We didn't get to get Mexican from one of our favorite places. They were so packed. They weren't taking orders when we finally got through on the phone.
Yeah, so we didn't even try. We were just like right away, like last Friday, we're like, all right, let's get stuff to make tacos, like
Should have just done that.
stuff. So actually, last week, so we were supposed to be in Mexico. Our whole team was supposed to come to Mexico from Thursday to Sunday,
Oh,
team outing with us
yeah,
and our spouses and everything like that. And
very cool.
yeah, we did not, of course, get to go, but I did little care packages. So I got some Mexican treats and some taco stuff and maybe some Mexican drinks as well.
Baby.
And maybe put a little care package and gave it to all of our team members. So we got to go around. My
Really
wife and I got to
cool.
go around and deliver those on Thursday. But
That's
I asked
awesome.
everybody, I was like, "Hey, did you save it for Taco Tuesday?" And they were like, "Oh no, we made tacos that night." So it worked out pretty
That's
well.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love it. What a great idea. That's
So
cool.
yeah,
I
but
know.
there's so many wins going on. Just and I know with our business, with your business, just around Indianapolis in general and stuff like that. And I know we kind of talked a couple weeks ago. I was like, oh man, things are kind of slowing down a
Yeah.
little bit, kind of seeing
Yep.
some of that stuff. But we sold 12 properties last week, so
Nice. That's
we've already like
awesome.
sold I think 6 already this week and stuff like that. So it seems like things are starting to get back on track. And
Yes.
even though things have been moving and stuff, but I feel like things are just they're getting a little bit more towards normal a little bit.
Yep, we have
So
8 closings this week, and I know Noelle from our office is like, "Ah, I have HUDs coming from everywhere," you know?
yeah, yeah,
But that's a great problem to have, right?
yeah. So we'll take that problem all the time and stuff like that. So if you're out there and you're kind of like, oh man, I haven't been able to close out any properties lately and stuff like that, I think things are definitely turning. Everybody was in that spot. Everything was slowing down for everybody and things like that. So don't feel like you're just kind of the only one it's happening to. That is happening, but be positive. Just stick within your wheelhouse, stick with what you're doing, and you're going to come out better on the other side of all this stuff. So for
Right.
everything that we've seen just in through CIREIA and through just the real estate community here in Indianapolis, it's a great place to invest. People are still investing here, so we're going to be all right. So
Yep.
just thank you for everybody, just for everybody's support, just with the real estate investing community, everything everybody's doing. But yeah, so that's why I love this community. It's great here in Indianapolis.
We're in this together, right?
Yep, that's right. That's right. So, all right. So I got some wins. I'm going to go ahead and go first today, Amie. I've got
Yeah,
some
go for
wins
it.
that I think we need to point out here. Let me share my screen. Got a couple things going on. First thing I want to talk about is definitely along with Cinco de Mayo yesterday and Taco Tuesday was also Teacher Appreciation Day. So
It
I know a
is.
lot of schools are like kind of doing Teacher Appreciation Week, and as a teacher, this was always one of my favorite weeks
Oh,
because like we used to have like different lunches each day and different treats that
yes.
teacher or that students and parents would send in. So I know yesterday, these are some pictures from my teachers I used to teach with here in Indianapolis, and all kinds of stuff going on. So there were parades yesterday, like appreciating teachers, which is really cool. And this one, even though we're all apart, thank you for teaching with all your heart. So
That's
very
so
cool.
cute.
Some of the signs that I've seen some from students making for the teachers and stuff is awesome. This was this teacher friend of mine, she got flowers, she got a treat basket for her, and looks like some dog treats in there as well for her dog. And then they did this like collage of all the students, like kind of with a saying that goes together with a phrase for the teacher and stuff.
That
So
is so sweet. That would have been really tricky,
yeah, so
even
that
coordinate.
that that's some teacher or some parent coordination right
Yes,
there. I
that
love
is.
it. So
Even through e-learning. That's pretty.
yeah, and that's what Amie and I have had multiple conversations about, just e-learning going on. I'm sure a lot of parents out there appreciate what the teachers are doing and everything
Oh
like
my,
that.
I think
What
we
better way to say
appreciate them more this year than we ever have before
it? I
because
think
we
so.
realize how hard you work, have worked with our.
100%. So, and if you, I would just say even too, even if you're not in a position where you can give, some kind of gift or anything like that, just a simple note goes so long when it comes to teachers and things like
Yeah,
that. So, just knowing that you're appreciative or appreciated it goes a really long way. So keep that in mind as you're working with your kiddos, teachers and stuff. So, another thing I thought was really cool, kind of goes along with the appreciation too of paying it forward. So Fountain Square Brewing Company started doing something basically where you can pay it forward for a job well done with a case of beer. So
Nice.
if you have somebody that you think is doing an awesome job or just really appreciate what they do, basically you can contact them, Fountain Square Brewing Company, and you can basically gift a case of beer along with a note that goes along with it. Just say thank you, for healthcare workers or for doctors or for just some of the people that are, child caretakers or child care people that are taking care of child for people that are out there on the front lines too. Like everybody, anything that somebody's doing a great job for, you can basically gift them a case of beer along with a note to let them know that they're appreciated and stuff like that. So
That's very cool.
awesome thing right there. I think that was really cool. I think in the last 2 weeks, they had 70 cases of beer donated to frontline workers, which is pretty awesome. And then one last thing, I think this is just a win because it makes me laugh. Have you seen anything with this guy yet, Amie?
No.
So this is one of my new favorite things. So this guy takes Dr. Seuss books. His name is Wes Tank. You can look him on YouTube. He takes Dr. Seuss books and wraps them over Dr. Dre beats. So it is fantastic. So I'm going to try to share a little bit here.
You got to play something.
Yeah. So he's doing, I forget what this one, this is,
Fox and Socks?
Yeah, the Fox and Socks right here. So I think I queued it up good enough for us. Let's see what's going on.
Slowly. This book is dangerous. Hot socks, hot knocks, knocked in pop, hot and socks, knocked on hot and knocked in pot, hot on knocked and knocked in pot, knocked and knocked on knocked. Decked with bricks come, decked with bugs come, decked with bricks and knocked and cups come.
We had to stop right there. This is one of my new favorite things. He has a few different books that he's done of Dr. Seuss, and I think they're hilarious.
I'm gonna have to show my kids that. Those books are hard to read anyways, because I'm like, I get all tongue tied, I'm like socks, box,
Oh yeah.
So to wrap them, that's pretty impressive.
So yes, it's good stuff. He has some different ones and things like that, but that's been my new thing I found this week, and it's just brought a smile to my face. So I thought I definitely had to share that because that's winning. That guy is definitely winning.
Yes, so. And have you checked out the new John Krasinski Good News?
I've been watching those every week. So
I need to catch up on some of those because that's hilarious. So and that's kind of what the inspiration was for this, right? So. Yeah.
Speaking of, did you see, so I don't know if you Parks and Rec, did you see they did like a special last week? Did you watch that?
I didn't watch it, but I saw that they were having one. I need to watch it. And that takes place in Indiana.
Yeah, it does.
I love.
So good stuff. They definitely reference Indiana and stuff like that, but definitely I would check that out too. They did a great job of like actually putting together an episode, even though everybody's on Zoom at different places and stuff like that. So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, they actually at the beginning of the show, they're part of their beginning song and all that. They had a landmark from my hometown, which was pretty cool. They used to. So
very cool.
I don't know if they continued with it, but it was kind of cool. So I liked that Indiana reference.
Oh yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, so we talked about with Vickie how she seems so much more. Well, we're talking about in our interview with her that comes up next, gratitude and everything like that. And I think I was going to ask you too, Brian, like, how do you stay positive during this time? Like, I know we've talked about this before, but now this is our 6th episode, which is awesome. 6 weeks, and I think it's really important to focus on us too. I have 3 kiddos here doing e-learning every day. And I think this has kept me sane by just making sure that I'm doing stuff for me as well. Yeah. Whatever it is, even if it's at 4:00 in the morning, because that's the only time that I get.
No, I think that's so important to make sure that you are, that's number one thing too, making sure you are taking care of yourself so you can take care of the other people and stay positive. And this has definitely been kind of a blessing for me to to stay positive and just, talk to people and things like that in a positive light. Cause there's, like we said earlier, there was a couple of weeks, it was like, oh man, we can't get anything closed out. Like what's going on? And the numbers weren't where they needed to be and stuff. So, just having that attitude of gratitude and focusing on some of those positive things, I think it goes a long way. And it's kind of, it's all about mindset of, it wasn't today. I actually woke up like ready to go. I was excited for this thing today, but there's been a couple of times like, oh man, I got to jump on here. I got to put my smile on and things like that. But then that's what it is. It's just getting that mindset of like, all right, man, it's time to be positive. It's time to be on. It's time to talk about the good things. By the time we're finished, I'm in a good mood the rest of the day every Wednesday. Just been doing stuff like that.
Hopefully people watching are as well, I hope,
Yeah, definitely.
One thing, it's really funny. We had a women's retreat at church right before all this. And they gave us this book. It's called Gratitude or Good Days Start with Gratitude Journal. And basically all you do is it's got a spot for the date and you write down 3 things. And I was already kind of doing this, but this makes me write it down in this. And it's like I write 3 things down right away in the morning. And then I write in detail about each of those things, in my journal. So that's just one way kind of I start the day, with a little bit of gratitude and thankfulness and explain why, it helps me a little bit stay focused.
No, that's awesome. Actually we have a team huddle every morning. Excuse me. We have a team huddle every morning. But and we have like 5 things that every person on the team needs to share. 4 of them are business related, but that first thing they have to share is one thing that they're thankful for or grateful for or blessed by another team member. So everybody's always starting off that meeting with the first thing they're saying is something they're grateful for, thankful for, and stuff like that. So I think it's important.
And that's something you can do with kids and, like get them started off in the right mindset, which I need to be better at. We're surviving.
Here we go.
The other thing is my gym has a challenge going. They started a new 8-week challenge. So that has helped me like stay physically, like that helps me in so many ways, mentally and everything, but getting up in the morning and making sure I'm focused on me and exercising and moving, making sure hopefully folks are doing that, I think that's really important. Another thing I've talked about before was the 2-dog mission that helps the homeless downtown Indianapolis. They go out every single Sunday and they have for years, and they give them clothing and food and all that. There's a girl that's been helping. Her name's Erica Coleman, and she's here local to Indy. She owns Quality Ingredients Catering, and she's actually been making the meals and donating them. So normally, the couple who started this whole thing, they're making all the food, sometimes they get some help or whatever, but this lady has, I'm not sure how they found each other, but she's been donating and she's been delivering, helping pass out stuff downtown, which I think is awesome. And this past week, Cross Point Church in Fishers also, they donated a ton of things. And so that's cool. It's not just our church, but it's, really going out to the community and getting others to help. So that's cool.
It's been really cool to see how a lot of the churches have just band together during this time and basically like, hey, this is kind of what we're doing with social distancing and coming back and stuff like that. And like a lot of the churches are coming together where it's not worth rushing everybody back into the congregation and getting everybody sick and stuff like that. And it's cool to see how they are all partnering together and teaming up and kind of being on the same plan together. And things like
I agree. I mean, I think too, like our church has a lot of different generations are represented in our congregation. And so, I think they want to make sure that the older people are taken care of, because as soon as they open the doors, they're coming back, no matter what, you know what I mean? So just really keeping them safe and how that works. I know our church was having a meeting this week to kind of discuss that stuff. So and our pastor did mention that the online is always going to be available now, which I think is great. We didn't do that before.
Yeah. Well, that's a big thing too. Like talking about churches, like none of these churches have closed. They've all been open. They're still putting out the word and things like that. And not to get too spiritual or religious. Yes. But that's it. No matter what. I mean, same thing with, real estate business. Like none of our businesses aren't closed. We're still operating, things like that. Same thing with churches. Same thing with any of the good news stuff. Everything is still open. Maybe not in the capacity that it was. But we're still doing what they need to do and kind of helping each other out in the ways that they need to.
Exactly. So I think like the whole thing is like we're physical distancing, not social distancing, because socially we've been connected, like we've talked about before, even more so than ever. Yeah. So the other thing that we talked about briefly last week was that there was going to be a flyover by the Indiana Air National Guard over all the hospitals in at least central Indiana. I believe there were other things happening in different parts of the state, but that happened on May 2nd. So that happened on Saturday, which is so cool. I had a picture I was going to share really quickly this is a couple of nurses at Riley, downtown Indianapolis. So I think that's pretty cool. They're watching. And my friend who is a respirational therapist, who I've talked about several times, she just said it was really cool to watch this flyover with her kiddos and see them being thanked personally, together. That was kind of cool. So I liked that too. But I mean, there are so many good stories out there that can be shared every week. And this is such a great way for us to really look for those stories, Brian. So I'm so thankful that we get to do this and share that stuff.
So much awesome stuff. Yeah, I just appreciate you and your heart with this too, and everything that the positivity that you bring to this, and really what we need now is we need some positivity from other people as well. So we love it when you guys send us our stories, whether it's through email or connecting with us on social media and Facebook and stuff like that. So we'd love to know your stories, love to know what's going on, especially in your real estate business or just a feel good story of kind of what's going on in your community or whatever. So Indianapolis is an awesome place to live, awesome place to invest, and we love to hear the great stories of what's going on. So keep them coming, everybody. So I'd love to hear what you guys are saying. So, Amie, you got anything last thing to finish it off with today?
I'm excited for you to hear the interview with Vickie coming up next.
So awesome stuff. Yes, we have Vickie Perry, Executive Director of CIREIA. So got some awesome stuff just talking about what's going on with CIREIA, what's been going on, what's coming up, and things like that. So stay tuned. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another Wednesday Wins. So excited to just share some feel-good stories about what's going on here in Indianapolis. And we got one of the most just the person that I like to see, just the positivity and just coming out of the real estate space. We got Vickie Perry here with us today. So
Yay!
Super excited that she is joining us, and she's always got some good stuff to share. So Vickie, I'll just go ahead and turn it over to you, and what's CIREIA have going on on for us, just with this going on and then kind of coming forward in the next couple months?
Well, so good morning, and thank you both for doing this. This has been fun. I watch every week. I look forward to it, and it's appreciated. You know, we have so many awesome members and so many awesome leaders like you guys. You are two of the most awesome, influential CIREIA members we have. So thank you.
Thanks,
I'm gonna blush.
So, you know, if I have to pick what is the number one thing that has happened during this time that has been a positive effect on the CIREIA, it's the fact that it forced us to get everything online. And Brian knows I have struggled with this for the last, Brian, 2 years, 3 years?
Since I've known you.
Yeah. And we've tried to get volunteers to help. We've never had the budget because our fees are so low. You know, we haven't had the budget to hire somebody to really go in and get the meetings and the classes online, but we had to do it. It was either that or we just wouldn't be around. So Sterling Davis, who is one of our board of directors, he's actually vice president. He sits on the Real Talk, what used to be the radio show with Brian, and he took this on, and it's been wonderful. He's just been wonderful. And then Rachel Haney, who is our social media manager, she uploads it as much as she can. Brian, you're still doing some of it. I mean, it's been a team effort, but it's forced us to go online so that when we do get back to in-person meetings, we'll continue to be able to offer live streaming and digital classes after we're done. It's really forced us to open a new door.
That's great.
Yeah. So no, that's so very true. And I always tell people too, like that's one of the things that I did when I first met Vickie. I just asked, hey, how can I help? And she was more than happy to give me a couple of things and stuff. But it's such a great thing to kind of do. And that's a great way to get connected with all the real estate investors that are, associated with CIREIA and just throughout the city, and just find out where you can help, where you can volunteer, and just doing little things like that. And it goes a long way. And then it's a great way for you to connect too, to just feel a part of everything and everything that CIREIA has to offer and stuff. So that's awesome stuff. And
yeah,
we can kind of do a little, we can go ahead and announce this now a little bit. So we are bringing Real Talk back as a podcast. We are in the works of getting that rocking and rolling again. So my goal with that is we're going to have that out by the first week of June, kind of put that first episode out for Real Talk, the Real Talk podcast. So super excited with me and Sterling and Dave, and then we'll have a guest each week and stuff like that. I know Amy's done a couple episodes with us before and stuff, so I'm sure we'll have her on again. So super exciting stuff like that. So Amie, what are some things that you've just kind of seen from CIREIA, just with everything being online and doing some of these online courses and webinars and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was really cool. A lot of the meetings, we're a vendor and I go, my husband doesn't go. He's not a member, but we're partners in real estate as well. So we're also real estate investors. And it's been nice to include him in some of those meetings, whereas before he's staying at home with our kids, so that's been really, really cool. We listened to the self-storage together, which was really cool. That was one of the very first meetings I attended back a few years ago. Such great info, and to know that this I can't think of his name at the moment. Scott
Myers.
Scott Meyer, right. Scott has been so successful. He lives right here in Indiana. He's been a longtime member of CIREIA, and he holds CIREIA as accountable for a lot of his success in real estate, which is awesome. But to just kind of be able to relate to someone like that is very cool. And since I've been around, I mean, Vickie's been the executive director of CIREIA. And Vickie, you just do such a great job with such a diverse platform. You know, there are so many different opportunities for people in whatever niche they're in to have leadership, you know, and be involved. And I think that's great for them to learn from. So thank you for that. And thank you, Vickie, for this. This whole idea came about from you. So thanks for the opportunity for Brian and I to do this every week.
Yeah, actually it came from John Krasinski.
Yes, true. But still.
Yeah, but you're welcome. But thank you.
You took it into the real estate world for Indy, and that's helped me focus, like look for stuff every week, you know?
Well, and and that's what Brian and I were talking about. If I had to pick the second thing that I think has had a huge impact is I think that our gratitude level as Americans, as investors, as just people has quadrupled where it was in February. You know, I'm now in February, I was tired and I didn't know if anybody loved me anymore. You know how you do. And then you go into this situation where all of a sudden you can't see everybody and you can't do the normal things. And you have to stand in line for 60 minutes before you can go into a store. You know, all of these changes just really made me realize how grateful I am for all of you and for CIREIA and for just the good American life that we've had. And it opened my eyes. I got a kick in the pants gratitude shake.
Well, no, that's awesome. And just so you know, Vickie, we all appreciate you so very much. And yes, we still all do love you. So you're doing some great stuff. Just with what you're doing is helping run CIREIA with the board and everything like that, everything that CIREIA has to offer. Just we are all very appreciative of that here in the real estate space here in Indianapolis. And thank you so much for joining us today on Wednesday.
Well, I didn't say it for that reason.
So, awesome stuff.
We know you didn't.
So no, that's great. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And from myself and from Vickie and from Amie, we just appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for investing in Indianapolis and the real estate space. Such a great place to invest and some awesome stuff coming forward. And we thank you for tuning in for another Wednesday Wins.
Thank you, you guys.